Okay, guys, let's start off today's session. So, let us discuss today a new concept and a new platform as well where we can do Python coding. So, Anaconda, right? Anaconda Navigator is what I would like to introduce for you people. Okay, so first of all, why we have to go to Anaconda? Okay, so why we should use Anaconda when we have idle, right? So this is a first and foremost question. Everybody, it comes in everybody's mind. Okay, idle. The basic answer is Python. Python. When we install, we get only basic packages which we can use in idle to work with external packages like Numpy, Pandas. We need to manually install using pip application. Pip application, right? Correct? Using pip application. Whereas if we work with whereas if we work with Anaconda Navigator, it helps in provisioning. It helps in provisioning Python external libraries which which does not come in normal Python software. Okay, like again NumPy, Pandas. Okay, NumPy, Pandas, etc. Right. So therefore, we prefer to work on. Therefore, we prefer to work on platforms like Anaconda or PyCharm or Eclipse, etc. Okay. So basically, okay. So now Python coding, in how many ways we can do our Python coding. So again, going back to the basics, Python coding can be done in following places. Okay, so very first one is editors, right? Editors means like your notepad, edit screen, edit plus, so on. Second one is idle. Python provided default IDE, correct? Right. Now from here on, advancements, that is IDEs we call. Okay, so IDEs first preferable one is Anaconda. When you go for an Anaconda is not an IDE, by the way. Anaconda, when you install Anaconda, you will get following IDEs. When you install Anaconda, we get following IDEs. I will show them. Okay, so we will go ahead, we will see and write them. I will show Anaconda in my system, and first let me name those IDEs, and then we will try to understand how to install these things and all. Okay, so can you see Jupyter Lab? Okay, can you see cmd.exe prompt? Okay, can you see Jupyter Lab? Can you see Jupyter Notebook? Can you see PowerShell prompt? Can you see Qt console? Can you see Spider, Gluevis, Orange 3, Rstudio? Right, and this it is showing install. You have to install and launch, and the few other things are by default got installed. So, in which very popular IDEs for Python are like Jupyter Lab, Jupyter Notebook, and Spider. Will bring in them. We'll get we get following IDEs. So Jupyter Lab, Jupyter Notebook, and Spider. So these things does not contain in your notes. You have to write manually. Okay, so etc. Okay, so you have even Rstudio also. This is one of the popular one, Rstudio, because tomorrow if you are really focusing on data science, machine learning in your career further, along with Python, it is always value add for you if you also learn R language, right? So because in industry, 60-70% of the people may use Python, 30-40% of the people may use R, or out of all, combination of it, like 90% of the people may use both R and Python. So Python they may use extensively, but in few cases they may also use R. So that's the reason R language is also always adds value for your profile. So first and foremost focus is learning Python, right? Once if you are comfortable with Python, maybe in another 2-3 months of time, once after you do lots of practice, I sincerely suggest you all people to learn even R language also to make your profile strong, right? Okay, so when you go to R language, you have to work on Rstudio, right? Okay, so there are another IDEs as well I would like to highlight. So this is the first IDE which I am highlighting, that is okay. So when you install Anaconda, you are getting this, right? Apart from Anaconda, also there are other IDEs also where we can do Python coding. So likewise, I am giving the fifth one. So what is that understanding? Fifth one does not come with Anaconda. Okay, only these four and something else also you have seen. So these four comes from Anaconda. Okay, there are other IDEs also where you can do Python coding. This is PyCharm. PyCharm is again one of the popular IDE where people use a lot for web development. Okay, web development. Sir, can't I do web development here, sir, in other IDEs? Yes, you can do, but most of the general developers prefer to do web development in PyCharm. So you have to also explore PyCharm. Okay, and likewise, you also have, as I told you, Eclipse. Okay, so these are some of the IDEs which I would like to highlight. Right. So let's proceed now and try to understand in detail about Anaconda. Now you have understood, right? So till now, see, editors are like your slates. Okay, so these are like your notebook. Okay, your 200 pages plain notebook, something like that. And once that is like your schooling stage. Once if you've crossed your schooling stage, when you come to +2 or engineering, you have to start working with your computers, right? So that's so when you grown up in Python, you have to start utilizing this kind of IDEs. Okay, right? So most of the people will start teaching Python directly on Jupyter notebooks, but I don't suggest that. Why? Because you have to first work on slate, and then you have to work on notebook, and then you have to come to your computers. Okay, I hope you have understood where from I am coming. So now you are very comfortable with idle and pip installations, Numpy, Pandas installations, right? No, sir, I don't want to do that manual installation. Is there any place where I can get all the maximum third party libraries I can able to leverage? Is there any place? So that place is called your Anaconda. Okay, and if you remember in the very first days, I have told you. Uh, One second. Python is the software, right, which is given by Guido van Rossum, right? By taking Python software, people have given their own distributions, right? Adding some features to it. You remember we discussed in the very early sessions, and the very first distribution name I have highlighted, Anaconda Python. You remember that Anaconda Python, right? So this is the first distribution of your Python. In the sense, it's not first release distribution. As an example, first one which I discussed, right? And if you see Pocket Python or PyPy Python, okay. So these are some other distributions I have told you, and PyPy Python, right? And Pocket Python or Jython, okay, Jython, right? So these are all the distributions which we have highlighted, like the external communities developed by taking the original Python software and their own uh, built a software and claiming that it is their own distribution. So likewise, a community has built Anaconda Python for us. Now let us go ahead and install. Let's go ahead and try to learn how to install Anaconda Python. Okay, so just give me a second. Okay, so before this, I would like to give 2 3 points. Okay, so now you have got right why we are going to see Anaconda Python, advancement of Python coding, right? So just take introduction to Anaconda. Let's write couple of points. Okay, so Anaconda is a is an open source distribution of Python and R language as well. As I told you, equal importance is there for R as well in the industry today. But of course, major hand is Python only, as it is all rounder. What R can do, Python can also do. But still, lots of senior people in industry. Okay, so for the statistical procedures in machine learning. Okay, so to analyze the data, to visualize the data, people still prefer our language. Okay, so that's the reason I'm saying you have to learn that as well tomorrow to make your profile strong. So it is used for data science, machine learning, and AI application. Okay, it is used for data science, AI, and ML applications extensively. Okay, so simplified package management and deployment. Okay, so you don't have to worry about where are the packages and all, right? And I'll tell you one important thing. See, okay, let me write down this point and then tell you. So it has got more than 600 plus packages, in which 300 plus are exclusively data science related. Okay, so when I say data science, that covers machine learning, AI as well, the deep learning as well, because data science is the whole set, right? Okay, now what I'm saying is, sir, instead of going ahead and installing numpy pandas kind of libraries in basic python, you are saying you're asking us to use anaconda python. So when I go and use anaconda python, am I getting entire python libraries? No, never ever expect entire python. How many number of python libraries are there overall? We have in our examples we just tried understanding some figure, if you remember, 2 lakh 2 lakh plus python libraries are there, is what I was highlighting in our examples, if you remember, right? The exact story goes like this, you see. So this is your python software, imagine. Okay, so this is your, okay, so your python, okay, python software, right, which is bringing in how many modules for us? Let us say some 300 modules, right? How can you see this? How can you see these modules? Tell me. Help modules in help modules in your interactive mode. Am I right? Am I right or wrong? Help modules in your interactive mode helps to see all the available modules, right? So how do we install external modules here? By using pip application, correct? I hope you all know this now. Sir, if I wanted to have extra modules, right? So this is what you can imagine your Anaconda. Okay, for our easy understanding, I'm writing like this so that you'll be so clear. Anaconda. So if you install Anaconda, right, what how many modules you will get? You are getting like 600 plus modules. So obviously double than your basic Python. Okay, and in which I am telling some 300 plus modules are 300 plus modules are of data science related, so so these days you all know everybody running behind data science and machine learning and AI. So that is the reason people are really focusing on Anaconda. So that is what the point you have to understand, right? Okay, so sir, here is what we have used. So but Python has got overall how many? Okay, so let us say, but Python is very much big, no sir, it has got lots of packages, right? Okay, so how to install? See, Pandas is present here. Okay, Pandas is present in Pandas is present in by default in your Anaconda, right? and Numpy is present in by default Anaconda, right? I hope you are understanding this, right? But how to install Numpy in only Python software, sir? If I have to do, you have to use pip application, correct? You have to use pip application, pip install Numpy, so that, so basically, some list of modules, let me give. So Numpy, Pandas, okay, Matplotlib, okay, cx underscore rkill, okay, right. So these are some modules, which comes for you by default in Anaconda, okay. So that's the reason I have written these things here. But sir, these are things available for me in Python software? No, you have to use pip application and you have to install them into your Python software, okay. Likewise, sir, you said 2 lakh plus modules. Now, can you give some example like which is not available in Anaconda also? And what is the way to install packages in Anaconda? Are you getting where from I'm coming? So in Python software, you have pip application to install external libraries. Okay, I'm term you're saying it as like external libraries. Which, when I say external libraries, which are not available in Python, right? That is what the understanding. Okay, in Python we are using pip. Okay, to install using pip to install external libraries. So that's how example is. What is the example? Using pip, what software you have installed? Tell me. Example is Numpy, right? Numpy does not come in Python, you have installed. So likewise, in Anaconda, right? Tell me an example software which is not available in Anaconda, and how do we install that in Anaconda? So using Conda, okay, using Conda application, we use Conda application to install external libraries. Okay, we use Conda application to install external libraries. So can you name some examples, sir? Right. So have you ever heard TensorFlow? Right. So TensorFlow is an application which is helpful for you to do uh, your deep learning coding. Okay. So TensorFlow does not come for you in your Anaconda. Okay, so can I write TensorFlow is what you have to, mean this is one of the external library. Okay, right. So excuse me. So one second, there is another Python. I There is one library. Okay, Keras, sorry, which is on top of my mind, and I somehow missed. Okay, so Keras is another deep learning library that does not come for you in Anaconda. You have to manually install that. So another example is Keras. Okay, so Keras, TensorFlow, these are all some external libraries which we extensively use to do deep learning coding. So those things will not available in even Anaconda also. So likewise, I hope you have understood the whole story. So basic Python is like simple time, date, okay, math, okay, ABC module. Okay, so basic modules you will threading. Likewise, basic modules are all available in Python, basic Python. And if you wanted to have new libraries, you have to use pip application in Python software. right? So that you can have your Numpy Pandas kind of module into your Python. No, sir, I frequently use Numpy, Pandas, Matplotlib, sklearn, right? Because I am going to focus a lot in future on data science, machine learning, AI. Then that's fine. You go ahead and learn, work on Anaconda. Most of the data science related packages are already available. Okay, so and from there on you have to install which are not available in Anaconda by using Conda application. Conda install package name, like pip install package name, right? Likewise Conda install package name is what you have to do. Okay, so let's go ahead and I hope you have understood the introduction to Anaconda and why we are going to Anaconda, right? This diagram helps a lot for you. Please note down. Okay, right. So sir, in Anaconda, see, in Python I know where to see the list of modules using help modules. In Anaconda, is there any command? I will tell that. Before that, first we have to install Anaconda. So let's try to take a couple of points and installation. So first go to your okay, let me Anaconda Python download. Okay, so anaconda.com is what first you have to go. Okay, anaconda.com, Anaconda Python download. You just type like this. So first go to URL. Okay, so let me click on this so that you can take the straight URL. What is that? Anaconda.com products slash individuals. Control C, Control V. Okay, so this is what you have to use, right? Anaconda.com, the basic website. Even if you search in Google also, if you are going, you are leading to this URL only, right? So here individual, see, basically products is what you have to find. In the products you have individual edition, team edition, enterprise edition, and professional services. You being a learner, you don't have to bother about rest all. You need to focus only on individual edition. So by default it is leading to individual only, if you see, right? So click on individual. The moment when you click on individual, you just scroll down, you can see download button. Okay, so click on products followed by individual. We can see download button. Okay, right? So click on this download button. Now you can see Anaconda installers, right? Anaconda installers for various operating systems. So click, we should click on download button. Click on download button. You will, we will see Anaconda installers. We will see Anaconda installers, right? Okay, now according to your operating system, you have to choose the your, see, Python 3.8 is the latest version of Python, and your Anaconda is also supporting this Python 3.8 latest one. And now obviously you all have to understand 64-bit graphical installer, 466 MB. This is what you need to click. I believe 99% of the students over here systems are 64-bit. You know that how to check. How do you check? Okay, so go to this PC. Okay, so right click or just click on properties, and it is 64-bit machine. Okay, so likewise on my computer, right click properties, likewise also you can check. So 64-bit machine, so I have to click on this 64-bit graphical installer so that your Anaconda software is going to download. So let me write down that in uh, click on, what is that, 64-bit graphical installer, and size is how much. This is very important, you have to understand. Sir, what is the Python, basic Python size? If you remember, it is around 26-27 MB. Am I right or wrong? It is around 26-27 MB, rounding off to 30 MB. Okay, and this rounding off to 450 MB or 480 MB. Okay, so how many times it is bigger than Python? Okay, so just a funny statement, let's write. Okay, note. Okay, okay, understanding, instead of note, understanding is, right, Anaconda software is almost 15 to 16 times larger than basic Python software. Am I right or wrong? Based on the memory, you can able to tell that, right? As Python takes, Python software size is only 26. Okay, I'm just giving like this because it is not perfect. 25, 26, 27 it will show, right? 26 MB. I hope you have understood this point, right? Understanding, correct? 15, 16 times larger than basic Python. Now with this statement only you have understood. Obviously, sir, basic Python is giving 100 modules, means it should give like 5, 600, 7, 800 modules. So that basic understanding you should have, right? Okay. Now once if you downloaded this, okay, so the fifth step is, okay, so open, I'm not showing that, open the setup and follow instructions, okay, and install. Okay, these are all normal software installation only. Accept license and all defaults, click and install, that's it. Okay, there is no difficulty, and if any serious step is there, for sure I would have highlighted, but not really, are all like default steps. You accept, click and install. Okay, right. Once after installation, okay, uh, once after, okay, after installation, to start, go to search and type Anaconda. Okay, go to search and type Anaconda. That's how we have done when we have installed Python software, right? We have typed Python, so that we saw when I typed Python here, what all we have seen: manuals, module docs, okay, interpreter, idle and all. Likewise, when you search Anaconda, okay, Anaconda, what all you have to see, the major thing is Anaconda Navigator, okay, and Anaconda prompt. Okay, so search on, type Anaconda. Okay, so major, go to search and type Anaconda. So what you will see is Anaconda Navigator and Anaconda prompt. Okay, so Anaconda prompt and Anaconda Navigator you will see. Now click on Anaconda Navigator. Okay, Click on Anaconda Navigator. It will take 2 to 3 minutes to start. Okay, so you should not expect like idle in 5 seconds it will come up, right? So it will take 2 to 3 minutes to start. Okay, so because it is a huge software, once after starting it will looks like it looks like this. Anaconda Navigator looks like this. Okay, can you see Anaconda Navigator, and can you see various icons here? Okay, so prompt, Jupyter Lab, okay, Jupyter Notebook, PowerShell prompt, Qt console, Spider, okay, Glue Orange Studio. Okay, so based on our interest levels, you can go ahead and work on any of the IDE. Okay, Anaconda is a combination. Anaconda comes up with lots of IDEs, so in which we focus a lot on Jupyter Notebook. So clicking on the launch button on Jupyter Notebook, automatically it will open in a default browser page. Okay, so click on, okay, okay, click on Jupyter Notebook, click on Jupyter Notebook, click on launch Jupyter Notebook. Automatically a new browser window will get open. Okay, uh, it it utilizes default browser. Okay, see in your system, let us say you have Internet Explorer, you have Mozilla Firefox, and you have Google Chrome. Three browsers you have, and Google Chrome is your default browser, let us say, right? When you open your Anaconda, automatically it will open in Google Chrome only, likewise default browser. Okay, let me do that. Okay, I think I have already uh, 1 second. How to minimize this? 1 second, I have on top. Okay, right. So I don't have anything, uh, things related to Anaconda. Let me close this. I have only one. Right, now what I will do is I'll click on launch. You all please observe, click on launch. Launching notebook, can you see that it is processing? And left side is environment, learning, community. You have to check and explore. I'll explain that. Wait. Okay, so you see the moment when I clicked on launch, localhost some URL slash tree. Okay, it is routing in our own server. So in our own server, it is now showing up your Jupyter, and here is what you can see. Our my mission desktop, documents, download, my folders and all. Okay, right now what? So so this is what our my system IPYNB is like IPython notebook. Okay, so these are all some of the Python notebook, like our Python ideal. If you see .py file, right? So but here you don't have .py as such. You will have Python coding in IPYNB as extension. IPython notebook is what we call. Okay, now so straight what you need to do the moment when you open. Okay, as I told you, click on launch Jupyter Notebook. Automatically a new browser window will get open. Okay, now here what you need to do is click on new. Can you see this new, right? So click on new at right top. We can find. Okay, click on new. right? So clicking on this new will help you to go to Python, create a new notebook with Python 3. So click on that. So click on new, followed by new notebook of Python 3, something like this. Okay, right. The moment when I clicked on this, automatically a new, see from home page, you see a next untitled window it has opened in another tab. So and a text box kind of thing you can see, this is called cell. This is called cell. Okay, so you will be working on cells, right? Now here what you have to do is, first you can rename you have to rename file, rename. What is the name it is showing? Untitled. Enter a new notebook name. Okay, so this is Jupyter demo. Okay, notebook demo, Jupyter notebook demo. Okay, clicking on rename, you can see my file name has moved to Jupyter notebook demo. Okay, so what I am telling you is, here also you can do your Python coding. A equals to 100, B equals to 50, A plus B. So print is not required, right? But I recommend you to give that. Okay, so can I do a function here, sir? Def f1 print welcome to Jupyter notebook, right? Now your function writing is over, so execution is shift enter. Okay, so please write on that. Now file, rename. Okay, so here you can name your file right now. So start coding in cell to execute your cell. To execute your cell, click on shift plus enter, shift plus enter. Okay, so when you click on shift plus enter, it gets execute, and a new cell also gets create. It gets execute and a new cell also gets create. Understanding? So now you see f1 is the function call, open and close. I'm entering shift enter, welcome to Jupyter notebook. So function call is happening. Okay, so I don't have to explain this logic, so basically this is how you write your function, this is how you write your Python statements. Now shall we do a small class x? Okay, so def m1 self print in m1 of x. Okay, so your class writing is over. X1 equals to x, object creation statement is over. X1 dot m1. Okay, so your method got executed. Sir, can't I write all these things in one line only? Yeah, one cell only. You can do that. Okay, as a program also you can write it, but I'm just trying to show in different cells. Okay, so this is also very much possible. Okay, x1 x2 dot m1. Okay, executing that entire cell, shift enter, it will execute the result then and there itself, right? So here you can't save this file as like first Python program, second Python program, third Python program. No, these are first Python notebook, second Python notebook, third Python notebook. Okay, So notebook means you will contain 100 pages of uh, 100 pages. Likewise, your notebook means you contain you'll have multiple amount of cells. Okay, lots of logic will be there, right? So I hope so you have done functions, you have done classes, right? So means you have understood like you can do anything in your uh, Jupyter notebook, correct? So this is how you can able to start coding in your Jupyter notebook, right? So as a topic, so till now whatever you have understood is only introduction to a new IDE, right? Now let us go ahead and learn a new module of Python called Pandas. Okay, so what is this Pandas all about? Okay, so Pandas helps a lot. Okay, so let's straight away get into the documentation. Why I should give my own statements. Let's go ahead and see what people are talking about Pandas. Okay, so one second. Why I not able to see? So Python Pandas. Okay, Python Pandas. You see now what it is actually. So can you all see? One second. Can you all see Pandas? It is a computer. It is a computer programming. Pandas is a software library written for Python programming language for data manipulation and data analysis. Right. In particular, it offers data structures and operations for manipulating numerical tables and time series. So basically, Pandas is so in a nutshell, if I have to understand, so Pandas is a Python module which helps in data manipulation, okay, and data analysis, okay, and visualization, data analysis and visualization, okay, right. So in Pandas data will be, okay, in Pandas we work with series and data frames. Okay, in Pandas we work with series and data frames. So series, it is 1 dimensional labeled array, and data frame means, okay, it is two dimensional you know labeled array. Okay, so one dimensional, two dimensional label array. So basically, so looks like SQL tables. Okay, if you are aware of DBMS, a little bit about SQL programming, it looks like SQL tables, or looks like Excel, comma CSV sheets. Okay, and this you cannot escape. You know what is Excel and what is CSV. Okay, so this kind of Excel sheets. Okay, how does Excel sheets looks like? Rows and columns. Your data frames also looks like that. So Pandas, we read data in the form of series and data frames. Okay, let us go ahead and start working on Pandas. Now Jupyter, so go to your demo is there, no? Okay, let's be like that. Let's go to create another new Python 3. See, purposefully I'm going slow because it is completely altogether new topic and new window you are coming across. So that's the reason I'm going very slow. So once if you get in swing, then automatically you can jump in very fast. Okay, right. Now we have got Untitled 6. Next one, now go to file, rename. Okay, this is Pandas uh, demo. Okay, right. So renaming it. Okay, so these all things, whatever I don't wanted to tell on by my own. Okay, file, edit, view, insert, cell, kernel, widgets. Okay, I recommend you guys to do make your hands dirt and try to click on it and understand what it is doing. Click on this, understand what it is doing. Okay, so if you spend some 2 3 hours, 4 5 hours on this, automatically you will get get to know more about this, right? So, sir, pandas. I said this pandas comes by default, right? So how you say that pandas comes by default, sir? Can you show where is this pandas? I told you right here where. Huh. So help modules helps me in showing the libraries in Python, but in Anaconda, where I can see all the packages. Okay, can you see environments learning community? Click on learning. When you click on learning, Anaconda packages list, can you see? So click on read. Okay, another tab got opened, so please make note, you will forget for sure. Okay, so pandas comes by default in Anaconda. Okay, to see the list of available packages, to see the list of available packages, go to learning and package list. What is that? Anaconda package list. Anaconda package list. Learnings. Click on. Okay, from Anaconda home, go to Anaconda home, go to learnings, click on Anaconda package list. Okay, so that's where the moment when I click on this, it will open a new tab, and here is what you can see: 64-bit Windows in your computer. So you have to search for your computer. So your bit is 64-bit computer, right? And you are looking for Windows or Mac or Linux. If it is Linux machine, you have to search here. If it is Mac machine, you have to search here. If it is Windows machine, you have to search here. If it is Python 3.8 you have installed, you have to click this. If you have installed Python 3.7, you have to click on this, something like that. So for now, this is what the one which I need to click on. Let me click on that. Now you see, this is what I was highlighting. Number of supported packages 645. Okay, good that these guys have given the count as well. Now here, you just scroll down and see whether pandas is there or not. They should give search. Maybe search will be there. You can look into it. I have not found, but you can. I mean, P. Let's see, PA. Can you see pandas? Okay, pandas high performance, easy to use data structures and data analysis tools, right? So that's what I'm saying. Everybody will give their own definition. What point you have to understand is this helps. Pandas is a module which helps a lot in data science. That helps in working with the data reading, data cleaning, data munging, okay, data manipulation, data analysis, anything to do with the data. Pandas is first and foremost you have to utilize. Okay, so that's how it is. So pandas data reader, pandas profiling, pandas SQL. Okay, so this is what the pandas package which I'm talking about, right? So this is already there. Let's see Numpy. Sir, Numpy is there. Yeah, can you see that Numpy? Numpy I don't have to install. I can straight away utilize Numpy. And and okay, Matplotlib is what which I would like to show, another important module, and then we'll proceed. Yeah, so Matplotlib is another module, 3.2.2 version. So you don't have to bother about these versions and all. Obviously, latest Python 3.8 you have installed, they'll also support latest versions of your libraries, right? So quality figures in Python, publication quality figures in Python. So basically Matplotlib you use for data visualization. So you have to understand one point, you in whenever if you are going for um, data science machine learning, Numpy, Pandas, Matplotlib, right? So you have to be so much good in these three modules, right? Okay, so now you have seen where those things are coming from. Now let's go and do our Pandas coding. Okay, so see, Pandas is available in your Anaconda. That doesn't mean that Pandas is made available for your Python demo IPython notebook. What you need to do, you have to as usual import, right? Like multi-threading, threading is a module which is available in Python, but to use that threading module you have to import in your .py file. Likewise import Pandas as pd. Okay, so what is this line stays? It's an aliasing, type 1 import, and I'm using aliasing, correct? So shift enter. So you see the star meant for it is in execution mode. So in that 1 second 2 seconds of time, what had happened, your Anaconda Navigator searched for Pandas library is available or not, and then it automatically pulled and made available for this Python demo IPython notebook file. I hope you have understood this, right? Okay, now check the Pandas version. So print pd dot underscore underscore version underscore underscore. So what is that you can see over there? Okay, underscore underscore version underscore underscore is a variable which is present in Pandas module. Okay, when you call it, it will give the latest current version of your Pandas. So it is speaking 0.25.1. Okay, fine. So let's go ahead and work with the series. So series, what is series? It is a, see here the advantage of your Pandas is, like here itself you can write notes, and here itself, okay, so it's a one dimensional labeled array, okay, cap which is capable of holding data of any type. It's a one dimensional array. One dimensional array means what? It's only like list only, like list only. Okay, so this is the comment, right? If you would like to highlight this, please, I would like to explain this drop down. Okay, now what we are doing is we are wanting to explore now series, right? So you just make it as like heading. By default it will be in code mode. You put it as like heading. Okay, so use markdown heading. Jupyter no longer issues special heading cells. Instead write your headings in markdown cells using slash character. So basically, okay, so it use level 2 heading. Click on OK. Okay, now shift enter. The moment when you click on shift enter, it is turned as like heading, correct? So this is like your notes. What notes? 2 3 lines of documentation about series you can write like this, and you can build your coding here. Okay, so you see the cell has moved into code by default again. Understood? So let's proceed. My series 1, I'm going to create my first series. So pd dot series capital S. Okay, so you have to do what? You need to pass on a list to it. Okay, and then what it is saying is, I don't understand what is this list. So before that you create a list. Okay, 10 comma 20 comma 30 comma 40. Right, now you execute it. So it is working now, right? Your list is converted into series. Okay, now what you have to do is, you can print my series 1. The moment when you print my series 1, automatically your series is getting displayed, but it displays in the form of vertical fashion. Okay, So but automatically what you need to understand is this is like printing your list. Okay, so what is the D type data type? Data type of your series elements are like integers. So int 64-bit, till that 64-bit extent you can able to give your numbers, in the sense huge numbers also it supports. Okay, fine. So this is how you will write series. So series is like one dimensional array. Series is the function of pandas module using which you can able to create your series. Right now my series 1 0, can you guess what is this going to give? My first element in the series, right? My first element in the series it is giving. Okay, so we can also create labels. Okay, so how can we do that? You see, labels is equals to a comma b comma c comma d, right? So you execute this. Okay, your labels list has got created. Right now let's create a series with the labels. Okay, now we are going to create a series with labels. So my series 2 is equals to pd dot series of, right? So your data is your lst, right? And your index is what your labels. Okay, so couple of parameters I have taken for series. So first one is like data and second one is like index. So now let me execute this. I have executed. Now you call your my series 2, and this is now displayed your data along with the indexing. So earlier by default indexing is 0 1 2 3 4 it is showing. So you can change your indexing and you can put your own labels. I hope you have understood this. Okay, right. Okay, is that clear, guys? Now you see we can access data using labels as well. Okay, using labels also. Okay, so how is that possible, sir? How is that possible? My series 2. Okay, let me write down C. So what the output I'm going to get? 30. Understood? So in place of C index, the value is 30. So that's how it is. Okay. So can I add uh, adding two series? See, you see, my series 1 is pd dot series, right? Let us say, let me write west, let me write new, and let me write 3. Okay, so this is my series 1, this is my series 2, pd dot series. Okay, straight away you can also give your list in the series method, sorry, series function. Okay, so here what I'm doing is I'm taking indies, so West Indies will come, right? Now here I'm taking what? I'm taking New York, so that New York will come. I hope now you are getting. Now here what I'm going to take is I'm going to take Lanka, so that Sri Lanka will come. Okay, so series 3 is equals to series 1 plus series 2. So print series 3, or else directly series 3. Um, okay, it is not capital, it is small. Can you understand? So purposefully I have taken spaces here in the series 2 so that it looks good. West Indies, New York, Sri Lanka, and default indexing 0 1 2. Okay, and now these are objects. Okay, So these are objects, not integers. Okay, fine. Okay, guys. Now, basically, we do. You have understood how to create a series which is one-dimensional array stuff, right? So we don't use a lot this series in our, data analysis or data mining, because in real time, most of the time, data comes for us in the form of, multiple columns as well as thousands and lakhs of rows. Okay, just a simple example. Predicting the price of a used car. Okay, simple example, predicting the price of a used car. So for that, what are all parameters you have to consider, tell me? Okay, general parameters, tell me. So first of all, serial serial number of cars which you have got, and then from the database whatever the cars are getting, and car, company name, and then car color, and then number of kilometers used, right? And then uh, what is this? Fuel. Okay, is it petrol or diesel? Okay, and year of manufacturing. Okay, year of manufacturing. And then it is first hand or second hand. Okay, second hand or third hand. Okay, hand. Okay, first hand, or else, because second person who purchased, that guy also can sell to third person, right? That is also used car only, right? So these are all the data you have to capture. Okay, likewise there are multiple other factors also will be there. And you know what, likewise, you will have so on, you'll have so on. Let us say 2 lakh, such a huge database you will have, right? 2 lakh cars and their companies and their color, their kilometers used, which fuel, and the year of manufacture, and price. Okay, so first car, after all the data this guy is telling, let's say, uh, this guy is telling he'll sell it for, uh, you know 2.5 lakh. Okay, likewise second guy is telling he will sell it for 4 lakh. Okay, based on those factors. Okay, so likewise you have to understand this entire data, right? So this is how your data sets looks like. Okay, so the last fellow is telling that he will sell his car for 7 point lakh. So based on this data you have to go ahead and predict. Okay, one second. Okay, so based on this data, you have to, by reading this entire data, now machine learning means what? You have to, now a new car comes, okay, a new car comes with all these values, okay, with all these values, okay, with all these values. Now your job is to predict how much this car is going to be sold for. Okay, you need to predict. Okay, this is one of the example of machine learning use case. Fine. Okay, I have not given any data, I have not given much explanation, but this is one of the pure best example. I can speak more than 1 hour on this, right? But just why, the reason I have brought in for you here is how the data is looking like here, tell me. It is all rows and columns, 2 lakh rows, and some a dozen plus columns. So this is how your data sets will be in real time. Okay, so to process this data sets, you have to go for some other concept, not series. Okay, series is like only one dimensional. Okay, so just write down few points here itself. Mostly we do not use this series in data mining. Okay, because mostly data comes in different rows and columns. That is like in the form of, okay, that is like in the form of Excel or CSV. Okay, Example, predicting the price of used car. Okay, it contains many parameters like car manufacturer, okay, so color, okay, year, okay, fuel, right, okay, your braking, okay, etc. So these all data we get in form of Excel or CSV that is going to be read in a separate object called data frame. Okay, separate object called data frame. Now what is data frame? Okay, data frame, it is a 2D, it's a two dimensional labeled data structure, two-dimensional labeled data structure with columns and with columns with columns, and when I say two-dimensional data structure with the columns and rows, automatically with the columns of various types. So now, so series is what you have understood. Now you have to work with the data frames. Okay, so let us try to understand how do we create data frame. Data frame function from Pandas module helps in creating a data frame. Okay, so you can straight use or you can leave it like that. Okay, so it looks like this: index, call 1. Okay, first is index column, call 2, call 3, call 4, call 5, likewise. Okay, it looks like this. Okay, so what the point you have to understand is the first column is considered as label or index. Okay, the first column. Okay, so you just write index column. Okay, so column 2, column 3, column 4, column 5. So this is how your data frame looks like. First column is considered as label or index. Okay, this is what the point you have to understand. First column is considered as label or index. Okay, fine. So the creation of data frame, uh, we'll discuss in our next session.